Okay, well, it's just a tiny bit past 8:30, but I am going to go ahead and start. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and record. Yay, remember to do that. So good morning to everyone and welcome. I am so excited to see I can't even see all y'all on the same screen. This is awesome. So thanks to everybody for joining us this morning. We are so excited to have everyone on our call this morning. We have some good information and some good updates to go through. Let me see. Okay, not sharing my screen yet. So let me go ahead and throw the agenda up. We are going to go ahead and approve our minutes. I'm going to see if I can show this a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, so for our minutes, I'm going to go ahead and put this up on the screen. I know it is kind of tiny, but hopefully you all can read it. Just a kind of a going through of our events from our last meeting in January. This was an executive meeting, so not everyone will have been there, but a lot of these updates we will also extend this morning so that everyone's on the same page with what's going on and all the things that PFC is doing. So if y'all just take a minute to peruse that, and then I will ask for motions on approval of minutes. And I did see the Robinsons. Although they do.
Motion to approve.
Second. We're waiting for you, Brad.
Yeah, you're not going to get a motion if Brad's not on the call.
All of us sit here.
Motion to approve. All in favor?
Second.
Second. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
And motion carries. So minutes from our last meeting. Now let's see. We will move to the treasurer's report, and I'm going to put this up on the screen, and hopefully y'all can see it. Again, it's a little bit small, but most of the details are there. And then I'm going to turn it over to Marnie to just give us a couple of highlights, if you would, Marnie.
Sure. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Year-end December balance was $29,848. So you'll see our current balance as of January 31st is $27,806. So not much significance happened in this past month. Did we want to let John Owen report on the Trek Protect?
We will. Yeah, I have that down in committee report. So
Okay.
We will do a little woohoo
Okay.
then.
Well, then I'll leave that up to him, the good news. And
Okay.
That's about all I have for this month.
Okay, great. Yes. And y'all, I just looking at budget, everyone has done a really good job this year of being lean and being purposeful in our expenditures, but also to use money for things that we want to use our money for. So we are going to run a little bit lean, especially this half of the year, because our big expenditures are still coming up, which are graduation, senior day, athletic banquet, that kind of thing. But we do have, we'll talk about in a little while, some potential fundraising coming in. It won't be as much as usual, but anyway, hopefully it will all work out in the end for this year. But again, thanks to everybody for just keeping a watch on their expenditures. But at the same time, as I said, we don't want to shut it down because we have things to do, and we want to use our money for the ways that that will enrich the school. So thanks to everybody. All right. Oh, go backwards. Okay, so now we have our administrative reports. I'm going to stop screen sharing, so hopefully I can find Roger and give him the spotlight. There he is.
Good morning. Well, I've been up since about 5 o'clock. I don't know what time all of you got up, but happy weather closing day. I'd love to say it's a snow day, but it's just a weather closing day. I have no idea what the weather is by your house. It's really one of the harder decisions we get to make every time we have to make one of these closing decisions. But I think the thing to keep in mind is only 65% of our students come from East Dallas. The rest come from really a lot of different places. And if you want to believe that number, then the number that's even more shocking is probably about 35 to 40% of our faculty live in East Dallas. The rest live as far away as McKinney, Forney, Irving, Arlington, Duncanville, Louisville. So we have to be able to get all of them there to have school. Then we talked to, there's a group call with 12 of the schools we're in a group with about 5:30 a.m. and we all decide what we think we're going to do. And typically we all tend to go together. I'm not sure if everybody hung with it this morning, but anyway, we have a day off, so you get a longer winter break. I guess it'd been nice to know yesterday, so you could have caught that plane to somewhere if you're traveling. But anyway, weather closing day today. Who knows what'll happen next Tuesday? You know, the forecast for that's pretty radical at the moment. So we'll see how that goes, but it'll have to be a lot closer to that day before we make that call. I would like to thank you all for a great lunch on Parent Teacher Conference Day. The cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches were amazing. They were delicious. I'd not had them before. I probably will have them some more now. They were really good. I think the faculty absolutely appreciated it. It made it easy for us to just go out to the food truck in the front and get our meal and then get back on conferences. So thank you for that. It's very kind and helpful and keeps morale up. So thanks for doing that. Probably the main thing I'd like to encourage you to do is re-enrollment contracts are due here in the next couple of days. We'd like for you to get those in as soon as you can. The reason for that is it helps us plan for what we're going to do in the fall, how many teachers we need, what kind of programs we'll do. All that's critical information for us as we go through the spring, trying to get ready for the next school year. So I would encourage you to get those in as soon as you can. And other than that, thank you for all you're doing as a PFC and Lydia for having the meeting this morning and keeping us all on track. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you again soon.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Roger. And we do appreciate you keeping us all informed. And I had a voicemail from Roger at like 6 this morning, so wasn't yet up to
Sorry
get
about
it.
that. I never know if you really want to know beforehand or not.
No,
Colleen probably got it even a little earlier than that. But just try to share the good information.
Absolutely. No, we appreciate it. It's good news. And I know that everybody's going to appreciate having the day and to be safe. So thank you all for that. Patty, if you want to give us the administrative update from Patty.
Sure. Things are going well. It is kind of fun to have the day off today and let the kids enjoy the ice day versus snow day, I guess. And they'll have the fun treat of Valentine's when they get back. So they can just extend their Valentine's Day. Things are going great at school. Later in the meeting, you'll see the video from the teachers. I think you'll really enjoy that. Our teachers are working hard every day to make sure that they're connecting with all the students. So we're having a great February so far and intend to continue that. I know Ms. Houshield's working on Adventure Week plans for the middle school, and the parents should get emails about that maybe today or sometime this weekend. So we're still planning something special for those kids. Obviously, we can't go out of town, but she's got some great activities planned for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of that week right before spring break. Middle school will be off on that Thursday and Friday. They're always off on the Friday, but this year they'll be off on the Thursday as well. So soccer team's in the playoffs, so we'll see if they get to play their game today or not. Just having a great time at school.
Wonderful. All right, great. Thank you so much, Patty. And Jackie.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right, so just a few things. For the month of February, photos have kind of been a key thing for me, just to make sure that all the parents see all the awesome things that are going on inside of the building. I met Edwin Neal, who I think is on this call, which I am so excited. He shared so many incredible photos for soccer and video, so that's really exciting. And I'm sure as a parent, he'll be able to attend the game and capture some awesome moments there. So I'm really excited to meet him. Girls basketball had senior night on Tuesday. Was that Tuesday? And so I was able to capture some photos there. Boys basketball is planning for senior night on Monday. And Adam Jockelson is helping me out there. And Patrick Dunn, of course, has always been so helpful. And he was able to help us with the senior photos that we took in the gym this week. Sorry about that dinging if you hear that. From a marketing standpoint, I'm still working with Stacy and we're sending out communications to all the interest emails and communications and all the lists that we've gathered, and just helping the admissions team make sure that everything stays smooth online as they do testing and interviews and scheduling and all of those things. So other than that, I just trucking along as usual.
Great. We love it. Wheels keep turning. That's what we need. We have Stacy on to give a update on it's. I know she's in the thick of it with admissions and retention.
Yes, good morning. It's good to see everybody. As Roger mentioned, we do have re-enrollment contracts out, and they're due back actually today, if possible, but over the weekend is great too. And that's for anybody that has received, is on a full pay contract, just to kind of clarify that. So there are some people that haven't received those yet, so no worries. But if you have any questions, just feel free to let me know. And then I'm happy to help you with that. We are in the midst of admission season and have been getting in completed files from all of our applicants. We're testing some and waiting on getting those test results back in. We have been interviewing all of our applicants. We still have a few to go, but that's a good way for us to get to know them and for them to ask some questions. So that's been fun to finally put a name and a face together with a lot of the families that we've been communicating with. And then, as Jackie mentioned, a lot of communication with families that are kind of still in our funnel. So anybody that's kind of reached out to get some information, either for this year or next year, haven't completed their application yet. We just are kind of trying to keep them in the loop of some exciting things going on at Lake Hill to pique their interest and to get them to make a call or go ahead and complete that application. So we're in contact with them. The other thing that we're doing is working on our 8th grade retention. We've had Patty and Bob and I have met with quite a few of the 8th grade parents just to answer some questions about upper school and share, what's specific to their child, what their child's interested in, and kind of how things work. Unless you ask, sometimes you don't really know what the difference is between like a middle school schedule and an upper school schedule. And I think it's been helpful for those parents that have joined us. Also working on some events for the students to meet with the 8th grade students, to meet with some of the upper school students, maybe in a lunch setting at the school in little small groups so that they can ask them questions specifically. And then Kay Hauschild put on a 4th grade fly up, not in the traditional format that we've had where they've been able to fly up to a 5th grade class, but she did have a meeting with them. Jackie put together a really cool video that they could watch and see some of the fun things that middle school students do. So kind of help them see what's up and coming for them. So just staying busy with all of that, working on some videos next week with Jackie too, to send out. Jackie's our video person and she's been super, super busy. But we're gonna work on a couple more things to send out to prospective families, and looking forward to all that.
Great.
Stacy, thanks to you and Patty and Bob for doing those retention meetings. Those got really good reviews, and I've already heard good things about the fly-ups as well. So thank y'all for getting creative this year.
Good, thank you.
Absolutely. It's all, this year's all about being creative, and just love to see it continue as we see, just different ways to do what we do. So thank you again. Thanks for all that. All right, we are going to briefly have our committee updates, and because as I'm going through all this a little bit quickly, because as Patty said, we have some pretty awesome information from teachers about what's going on this year, and I want to get to that, but we do want to highlight what is going on. Okay, I can't actually see, is Michelle Crow on, or possibly, I think maybe she said
She's
Colleen.
on. I'll help you out by spotlighting.
Okay, thanks. Is Colleen Colleen, are you
No,
giving?
I'm
Yeah.
here. My
Oh,
school is
Michelle's
closed too.
Yay. All right, for athletics. And then, okay, first question, which my son came down at 7 this morning. I was like, oh, you can go back to bed. It's fine. He goes, no. He goes, I need to know, is the basketball game still on tonight? So.
Well, that's what I was going to start with. We had a full day of sports scheduled for today. With the soccer team was going to Waco for the playoffs. The varsity basketball teams were going to be at Lutheran, and we were hosting a middle school game. I know Coach Kamey and Coach Etterdahl are working right now to get all of that stuff rescheduled. And Lydia, I'll let you know about the basketball game. If it doesn't happen today, it will hopefully happen over the weekend.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I was going to start with. Full day of sports, back to being flexible. We're all just thankful all these seasons are happening, but they change daily. So we all shift our plans as needed. I still have state champion football t-shirts for sale if anyone's interested. Thank you to Jackie for including that in the Warrior Weekly the past few weeks. It's been very helpful. Like Lydia said, we're still moving forward with the athletics banquet and senior day and all of those kind of events. They'll just look a little different this year. And this is not sports related, but we are adding some special events to the school year honoring Mr. Perry. And the one date for you guys to all save would be Saturday, May the 8th. We are going to have a family picnic over at the field that's named after him at RLP from 5 to 7, just a fun Saturday afternoon to honor Mr. Perry. That'll be for current families, and then we have other events planned for different groups. Also, if you are a parent and an alumni, and I don't know that, if you will reach out to me, that would be greatly appreciated. And if any of you have alumni children, will you please send me their current information? It would be greatly appreciated by Ms. Freelo and me. And I think that's it for me.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you,
Hey,
Michelle.
Michelle,
Yes.
I have a quick question. Do you know if soccer has been rescheduled or is being canceled?
They're working on it right now.
They are. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
A lot of the soccer people are asking.
I'm
I know
sure.
it's kinda
Yes, I
crazy,
already
yeah.
checked in this morning, and they're working on all of that. I know usually if we don't have school, all of our stuff is canceled, but
Right.
this year's
playoff.
different. Right.
Yeah. Right. But
This
it's in
year is-
Waco and it's a little icy.
Yes, I know. They'll let us know as soon as they get it worked out.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and athletics has just done an amazing job this year of being flexible. You just never know day to day, week to week, what games are going to be going forward because of COVID status or now weather or anything else. So just thanks to everybody for being flexible and hanging in there and rolling with it. I think we've had some great experiences this year with that.
Forgot one more thing I wanted to add. Just that at the beginning of the school year, when we, the PFC and the school purchased the equipment to be able to live stream all the sporting events, it's also been very useful. Like the school was able to live stream the spelling bee. And I think moving into these spring events where parents aren't allowed to attend, it's going to be really useful for school-wide events. So
absolutely.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I think that's been a great thing. And, and it's been a great thing even for parents and, or grandparents who are out of state who never could have, watched games before and now they can. And so I think it'll be a great thing going forward. So great.
Definitely.
All right.
Lydia, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't think Michelle even knows this yet. We did plan a pep rally. We're going to have a pep rally on March the 5th at 9:30 in the morning. And that'll honor the basketball and soccer teams. And then it'll also introduce the spring teams. So that'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully, if the weather's nice, we'll have it outside like we did the first one we had. And if the weather's not nice, then we'll have the middle school and upper school in the gym, and we'll live stream it to the lower school classrooms. And of course, either place, we'll live stream it so that the parents can watch as well.
Great. We will get that on our calendars. Thank you. All right. And I think I saw John Owen hop on. Jackie, if you can find him. Oh, you did. Yay. Hey, John Owen. Love your horse picture.
Say hi to Sugar.
So we had this report in our executive, but I just have to include it again for the general, for those who haven't heard it, and to basically give Trek a victory lap for their awesome performance this fall. So John, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Lydia. So in spite of the pandemic and everything that we faced last year, we were able to pull off a virtual Trek for Tech, as well as a 21-day fitness challenge for those that participated. And even though we could not meet on the parking lot as we usually do and have our great morning with coffee and bagels and cold pizza, my favorite, we actually had a trivia game where we gathered on Saturday afternoon on November 7th to have a little fun little trivia game. And all in, we were able to raise $33,000 for Lake Hill for the technology needs of the school. So thanks to everyone. So many on this call have been just great sponsors and supporters of Trek for Tech for all these years. And Karen and I are really grateful for that support, especially, when we had all these challenges last year with the pandemic and this year too. We hope this year will be different. As things start to open up, we're very hopeful that we'll have a regular in-person on the parking lot Trek for Tech in 2021. So thanks to everyone. And just a shout out to Brad and Jennifer. I don't know where you're going, but be careful, Brad.
Yes. Well, thank you. And, and I just still have to sing praises for the Owens. They did such a fabulous job of pitching this event and pivoting and all the things, all the words we're using this year. But honestly, they did it earlier than anybody else because the event obviously was in November, but they had to make decisions way before that. And so they did that and, with great attitude, and we're going to find some way to do this. And it really showed in our profits and the way that people came through and supported the school. So thanks for being trailblazers on that and for showing us the way to keep on keeping on. So awesome. Thanks. Faculty appreciation, Kelly. I know Allison, I think, said she couldn't be on, so she designated you to be our report giver this morning.
Good. Well, good morning, everyone. As Roger said, we did the Dallas grilled cheese truck yesterday, or not yesterday, sorry, Tuesday for the teachers. Sounds like it was really well received. Matt Davis, I have not met him, but he is also a Lake Hill parent and he owns that. So Matt, if you are on the call, thank you very much. That's about the highlight of what we have going on right now. We are brainstorming, trying to come up with some ideas for March and April and May. And we have a few things in our back pocket that we're thinking of. But yeah, that's kind of all we have going on with teacher appreciation. And we do appreciate all of you teachers. And thank you so much for all you do. And thank you for letting our kids go to school every day.
Amen. Yes. And yes. And thanks to y'all for being creative. We talked about in January, the teacher appreciation was a s'mores treat that I think went over really well. Super cute.
Yes. We've tried to do something every month for the teachers. So we will continue that just to show them how grateful we are.
And thanks to parents who contributed for all to your class funds and everything. This is what goes on to throughout the year as we continue to show our appreciation to our teachers who are just doing heroic things in this year. So thanks to you guys for helping us show just a little bit of our appreciation in that. Okay, Spirit Shop, I know we do not have anybody on. Oh, yes, we do. Where's Shelley? Okay. Take it away.
Okay, hello. So we decided to do a polar vortex sale this week. So all
Love
the
it.
sweatshirts, beanies, all of that stuff is on sale. So if you check the website, you can get a discount on all of those things. Otherwise, any new things we're holding off while the school kind of rebrands everything. So we're going to hold off on all bumper stickers, magnets, things like that. But otherwise, it's going really well. Being online has been nice. We miss seeing everybody in the store, but hopefully next year we'll get to see everybody again.
Thank you. And I noticed we had several models for our fleeces this morning. I think Patty and maybe Stacy, and I've seen some others. That's super soft polar sweatshirt. So that be sure to snap those up. This is a great time to do it because it's going to be freezing for basically ever, apparently. So. But again, thanks to Rochelle and Monique for just, again, finding a way to keep Spirit Shop going. And not only that, but, really expanding the model so that now we can have this online, and probably even as we continue to go forward, it just really expands the ways that parents can access it. So that's been great. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, it's worked out really well. People have gotten really smooth about picking up, and Monique fills all the orders. So yeah, we appreciate everybody shopping online.
Great. All right, guys, get out there and shop. Okay, for performing arts, Becky Blanchard couldn't be on, but she just said to remind everyone to keep their eyes open for the spring performances. Again, I don't know exactly what those are, but I know they're going forward with them in really neat and creative ways, the way that they did in the fall with individual performances, and I know that they are going to do some really cool things, and we're excited to see what's going to come up with that performing arts this spring. I'm going to skip over spring fundraiser and come back to that. For book fair, Katie, are you on? Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I really have nothing to say other than we'll look into seeing if obviously we do it, it'll be online again, and it's probably worth trying, even if we don't get as much business as otherwise, but hopefully next year we'll be back in person because that's the most fun.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Katie. And just, and thanks to everybody. I know I'm putting all kinds of people on the spot with these reports because a lot of times the answer to my question about what's going on is I don't know, and that's fine. A lot of us don't know. We don't know what's going on, but thanks for your willingness to, to keep on and just to answer questions. So in that vein, I'm going to see if Elizabeth Gorman is feeling brave to talk about graduation.
Sure. So graduation has plan A and plan B. And once we have determined, I guess from an administrative standpoint, whether we are going to be on the main campus or at the RLP again, and then secondary to that, how many guests each graduate will be allowed, then I can go ahead and book vendors. For now, I've got a list and a vague plan. If it's on campus, we'll have a little dessert reception, hopefully in the garden, because we have 29 graduates, so that graduation ceremony is going to be a little longer. And if it's at the RLP, we'll see if we try to get people to stay there and go into the ESC or something. But that's all going to be based on logistics and numbers and what everybody on the COVID committee is comfortable with. So administrators, as soon as y'all make the call on that, please reach out to me so that I can reserve vendors and put down retainers.
Okay.
We will. We'll let you know as soon as we know. But we have decided whether it's on campus in the auditorium or if it's on the football field, it will remain on May the 28th at 7:30 p.m. So that date and time will be when graduation is. We'll just figure out where it's going to be as we get closer.
Super. Okay. We will.
Hey, Lydia, can I jump in real quick?
Yes.
I was just gonna, for the soccer families that are on here, the playoff game's gonna be moved to tomorrow. So they're working out all the details on that, but it won't be today.
Thank you.
It'll be sometime tomorrow.
Thank you, Michelle.
Sure.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. And just, and thanks, Elizabeth, and thanks to who I have to talk to and say, hey, can you plan something? But we're not going to tell you like when we're going to know the details, and we're not going to tell you like how or what, but just go ahead and plan it, and then we'll get back to you.
Well, I feel like that's everyone's story. So the vendors are
Right.
pretty flexible and not complaining about being booked up right now. And I think they'll take whatever they can get. I don't think it's going to be hard.
Well, good. Well, again, thanks for being brave and taking this on, and to everybody who I've had those same conversations with. So it's been great. All right. So I guess you can spotlight me. I will give the report for spring fundraiser. Um, we obviously cannot do auction this year, sadly, and this would be about the time that we're in full swing for auction. February is like crazy month for auction, but so we've again had to do a little pivot, and so we've been talking about this as our potential spring fundraiser for a while, and finally we've got it all coming together. We're super excited, and you probably saw in the Warrior Weekly this past week that what we're doing is going to be, there's a couple of different parts, but the main deal is that we are having a Lake Hill-Opoly custom game created and manufactured specific to our school. We've had a lot of fun coming up with all the different Lake Hill unique names and places and properties, and it's been really fun talking about what the various chance cards are going to be, and I think you'll get a lot of chuckles and smiles out of seeing that. I know that that our family in particular has played a lot of Monopoly this year. and probably will continue to do so. So, you know, our thinking was, well, let's do something that'll kind of commemorate not only our school and this year and this time, but hopefully raise some good funds for Lake Hill as well. So that is still in the process of design and everything. We're tweaking all the things and getting ready to send it to the manufacturer and printer. But I did want to let everybody know we've just had some great responses already to word of mouth for sponsorships and for people to sign up to sponsor various properties on the board. It's not going to be like super advertising and commercial, but we do have a few spaces that are reserved for people to sponsor or to put their names on. So if you are interested in any of those, like I said, there's just a couple of spaces left, but go ahead and reach out. And I don't even have the email in front of me. It's on the Warrior Weekly. Maybe somebody who is smarter than me can chime in with it, but it's the Lake Hill-Opoly email for anyone who's interested in pursuing any of those sponsorships. And to see your name on the board. But we are also very, very hopeful that later on in the year, my grand plan would be to have kind of like Trek for Tech, some type of virtual or possibly even live round robin tournament involving Monopoly and our Monopoly game. So a way to get kids and parents and families involved in a little friendly competition. And so whatever ways that we can do that, that's going to be in the works for probably later towards the end of the year as well. So we will have more information about that as that comes along. But I wanted to make sure just to put that last little plug out for potential sponsorships, because that is something that we're wrapping up probably at the end of next week. So that's coming pretty soon. All right. Any questions on that? If not, I will shift hats and stay here. So our nominating committee for officers for this spring is going to be Michelle Crow, Andrea Johnston, Katie Levy, and Allison Bassman. So thanks to you all for agreeing to serve on our nominating committee for PFC officers. They will be getting together in the next month or so to review the officers and to make our recommendations, nominations that we'll present back to the PFC at the last spring meeting for the year, and that will set our officers for the next school year. So that is exciting. I will have to say, the one sadness that I had was I asked Colleen McCall if she would serve on this committee, as she has many times in the past. And she very sadly informed me that she would not have a kid at the school next year and wouldn't be a member of PFC. And we all told her that was completely unacceptable, but we understand that apparently kids move on and graduate. So anyway, that's our nominating committee that will be reporting back to us later in the spring. So thanks to all of you all for being willing to serve on that. And we look forward to getting our nominations later on, probably in May. Okay, and with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Patty. I'm super excited to see. This is something that we talked about doing as a little bit of programming. We know that our teachers are doing incredible, heroic jobs, but I just wanted to have something for the parents to kind of have a peek into what they're actually doing on a day-to-day basis. So Patty?
Yeah, thank you, Lydia. Yes, and as Stacy mentioned, Jackie has worked so hard these past few weeks. We just have her videoing things all over the place. So she may be a little sorry she told us she knew how to make videos, but she's doing such an awesome job. And since, theoretically the teachers would have been teaching during this time, we did make a video of some teachers from each division just to share with you a little bit about how their world is right now in this very different year. So Jackie, if you wouldn't mind starting that video, that'd be great. Here at Lake Hill, we believe every student needs a strong foundation of relationships to achieve academic and personal excellence. Our teachers are dedicated to building those relationships and providing the opportunities our students need. The success of our graduates is proof that what we're doing is working. This year's been very different from any other and honestly quite challenging with the protocols on campus and the online learning. Through all of the challenges and uncharted territories, our teachers have continued to be invested in each and every student and have found some great positive aspects that have come out of all of this so far.
Hi everyone, we are the first grade team here in Lower School, and we're really excited to be sharing with you our opinions about how first grade has been doing this year and how we've been supporting each other.
So based on support, having each other has been huge as far as new challenges we've had, how many things are online, how things are working, because things work differently. I know for you, since we've been in first grade for a while, there's different projects that we have to adapt to make them work for online friends and people who are here.
Yeah, it's been great to collaborate with someone. I'm sure some of you know that I was on my own teaching first grade last year. So it's been awesome to not only have Mr. Trout, Ms. Rulo, and Mr. Perry to lean on, but a co-teacher and a friend. Rochelle and I have been friends for over 5 years outside of the classroom now, and it's been really great to go back and forth, being able to support each other. So,
Laura and I both talked about this year is challenging as far as getting to know our families on a personal level. We see their kids every day, kind of getting them involved. So we've tried to reach out through email, maybe pictures, something exciting we're doing through live stream, just something like that, like our pumpkin project.
Yep.
We got to take pictures and make personalized frames for the kids to take home, just so the parents could kind of see what we were doing here at school when they couldn't be here themselves.
I know for me, I'm really looking forward to popsicles on the playground, pizza on the playground, just those little things we took for granted before COVID-19. I'll never take for granted again. So I'm really looking forward to being able to welcome our families back into the school. But yeah, we're absolutely trying our best to make sure the new students, the new families, and the existing families from last year still feel welcome, even though they're not in the hallways with us.
And we both talked about too how we've been able to really connect with the kids when you think about the dividers and the masks, and you worry about really getting to know them and them getting to know you with that. We both talked about that it's been a lot easier to do that than we thought. We know our kids really well. I feel like they know us really well. And we've been able to still do a lot of really fun things in a safe way.
This week is Valentine's Day. We've been working on our projects. The kids brought their Valentines in this morning. It's Monday, so by the time Thursday afternoon rolls around, they'll be able to safely, with the permission and approval from Nurse Amanda, be able to touch their Valentines and still have that connection to what a normal school year would feel like for the kids. I know we put our heart and soul into our job, and I know we give it everything we can, and we appreciate the families showing grace and flexibility with how things have to be done differently this year.
I know even though you don't see us every day, we're here, and we're here if you guys need anything. So yeah, so thanks.
We appreciate you guys.
So as some of the 7th grade teachers anyway, we wanted to talk just a little bit about some of the cool things, the positive aspects of teaching remotely and teaching during the pandemic. And you know, we've all had different experiences and different things. For me anyway, I think one of the cool things, even though sometimes it's a hassle, I enjoy in the mornings doing temperature checks, getting to meet everybody's parents, everybody's siblings and dogs, and just getting to have a moment with the kids that I may not have gotten if we were in a normal year, and just getting to know them on a more personal level and connecting with them. And same thing goes with the kids that are on the Zoom, getting to see their houses and getting to see their pets and the things that they enjoy in their rooms. Just gives me a little bit more of a connection to the students.
I would say the same thing. I feel like we probably all feel like we're a little rushed in class since we teach them only every other day this year, so we're not seeing them on a consistent basis. And so I hold Zooms outside of school the night before we have a reading quiz, and seeing them there in the Zoom gives me that chance to see them without these lovely masks, and it does give me a chance to peek into their personalities a little bit more, because here at school we're surrounded by plastic all the time, and so that gives us a chance to see how they're interacting, and they interact with me differently online, so it gives us another peek into their personality.
I would have to say that the new technology and all of that has been surprisingly helpful for the kids that are sort of struggling with organization skills and just sort of keeping track, being able to put things on Google Classroom and say, hey, here's just a whole list of all the different handouts and assignments, and here's the due date, and it pops up in their emails and lets them know that it's due, has been a blessing for students that in middle school especially are working on learning organizational skills, and it's been nice to have that. But I would definitely say I love getting to meet all the pets everywhere. I am determined to meet and pet every dog that comes through carpool, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to borrow people's cats from their houses, and I'm just going to have me a pet party. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of challenges, and we all know that. But I think there are some positive things, and there's some things that are going to continue. I think the technology, the easy connectiveness are things that are continue even once we're past the pandemic. We've all learned new strategies, new teaching methods, and I think the kids too have learned how to be a little bit more self-sufficient and self-reliant. And they don't always, some of them still do, but they don't all need constant poking and prodding, because now they know that, like, I have it all right in front of me. I know what I'm supposed to do. My teacher has told me, and it's accessible for me right there online. And all I have to do is do it, and I'll be successful at it.
Well, I have seen tremendous growth in the ability of both teachers and students to think outside the box and to be creative in problem-solving techniques. Flexibility isn't just a buzzword anymore, it's a necessity.
Yeah, I would agree. I had a certain way of doing things and had worked really hard on that, and this year sort of not threw it out the window, but I learned to go and find new dynamic tools, websites, resources, games for the students to play, and honestly it's made me more excited about the curriculum, and them too.
Yeah, Tim and I had a lot of fun over the summer researching and planning to go, oh, isn't this a cool new tool to use? It was a lot of fun. And there was actually more than we could use, so we had to kind of pare it down, but it was great. Zoom and Google Classroom has really made two-way communication with the students very easy to do. Students can submit a paper, I'll grade it, they get it back, and they can immediately ask a question or make a comment on my comments on their papers, and then I can respond back to that. It makes teacher availability, it's much improved.
I agree. If a student is absent, but they are feeling well enough, now they can still attend class. Whereas before, if they were absent for the day, but their parents needed to be at work, maybe they were just stuck at home, and now they can be with us in class if they feel up to it. And it's really the same for me, that ease of communication. If I have to be home due to me having a fever or something, but I feel great otherwise, I can still teach. And I think that's a huge benefit to the students, not having a substitute day, because even though they get the work, in foreign language, it's important to hear us pronounce the words and speak with them in the language. So it's been great to just have that ease of reconnecting without having to wait for the next class period when everybody is together back in person.
I have gone 100% digital. No more papers. It's exciting. I think I've saved an awful lot of trees this way. And with Google Classroom, it's been really easy to organize all the paperwork that I would have given, and they would have put in a binder and said, oh, I lost this.
Yes.
My dog ate it.
Yes.
Where is it? I can't find it. And so students are able now to say, I just say, oh, look in Google Classroom in our classwork tab under such and such a topic, and it'll be there. And they can find it, and it's helped me be more organized as a teacher.
I agree. For years, I would look on the internet and talk to colleagues about ways to safeguard those papers for when students are absent, right? And you've handed out 6 pages in a class. Where do you put those, and how do you make sure they get them next time they're in class? But now, having them just all on the internet, they can download them. I can do extra copies without having to dig through my computer. If a sub needs to print something for a student, it's right there. They don't have to go digging through my personal documents in my teacher account. So it's really fantastic.
I love it, and I guess I will have to take notebooks and divider pages off of my supply list.
Right.
Uh-oh. Okay. I think that this hybrid learning environment has really helped students be more autonomous. They are able to really take ownership of their learning and find the resources they need if we don't provide them with additional resources. And they're able to track their achievements and their progress better.
I do find that students this year are more aware of when they have missed an assignment because there is that digital aspect where it shows up for them. In the past, we always had RenWeb. They could go into RenWeb. But now having their assignments and then whether that assignment has been graded or not sort of on the same homepage, they can see, oh, I forgot last week's homework without having to go into a separate system.
And it always helps me be more aware of which students are kind of not keeping up with their work, because I can see in my Google Classroom, oh, this hasn't been turned in. And I can reach out to that student more effectively that way. I really think that it's helped boost student confidence in their ability, and that's a great thing moving forward as they continue into college and more academic endeavors. I really think this is a great learning experience for them, and it will help them in the future.
I agree with
Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. And I have to say, seeing those classrooms, especially the lower school classroom, just all filled up with all the wonderful things that those kids and the teachers do is just an incredible experience. I've so missed that. I've so missed being in the school and seeing what's going on. It's been really hard as a parent to kind of stay connected to the school vibe. Our kids are there every day, and the ones that are online are still connected that way. But for parents, it's not quite as easy. I know great things are going on. It's just I don't know exactly what. And so thank you so much for putting that little peek into the school and into the teachers' lives. It's also really encouraging to hear the ways that that both teachers and students are thriving this year, in spite of the changes and in spite of the challenges. It sounds like we do have some positives coming out of this, and some ways that that the students are able to experience growth. And that's really exciting to see.
I do want to say that typically those things take 3 to 4 takes, but I walked in and was out of there first take. Those teachers sat down and spoke from their hearts, and it was perfect. So that was not scripted. It was just off the cuff. They were really speaking from their heart. So
that's wonderful. And I'm just going to see if we can get maybe a video of Miss Raspberry having a cat party, because that sounds awesome. All of it was really great, and we will definitely make this this video available to parents and as something for them to see. It's just a great way to reinforce what we know already, which is that our teachers are really rising to this challenge and finding exciting ways to connect with their students. And but it's a great to see it actually, and to really hear directly from them on that. So thanks so much to administration for putting this together. That's a great heartwarmer on this very cold day. So thank you so much. All right, well, that is it for this morning. We are wrapping up just under an hour. Thank you so much to everybody who joined. I think our high watermark was maybe 44, 45 participants. So this is a great showing, and we again will put this recording so that if you were talking about this with your other parents, tell them.
You just go right across the house, right?
Yeah. Thanks so much, and we will. Everybody, stay tuned. We will be in touch about all the exciting things coming up in the spring. So thanks so much to everybody.